Queen Boudicca. Ancient Britain. Early life and background. Queen Boudicca or Boudicca, known in Latin chronicles as Boadicea or Boudicca, and in Welsh as Budug, was a Celtic queen who lived in Britain during the 1st century AD. She belonged to the Iceni tribe, which resided in what is now eastern England. She was born around 25 to 30 AD, although her exact birth date is not known. The Iceni had a degree of autonomy and were allowed to rule themselves, but they were still subject to Roman authority. Boudicca was a member of the Iceni tribe, who inhabited what is now modern-day East Anglia, a region in eastern England. Her father's name is not recorded in historical sources, but her family was of noble descent. She likely received some education and was familiar with the customs and traditions of her people, including their warrior culture, and she became a leader for her people, ancient British Iceni tribe, and a legendary figure and cultural symbol through revolt, violence, and war. She led a failed uprising against the conquering forces of the Roman Empire in AD 60 or 61. She is considered a British national heroine and a symbol of the struggle for justice and independence. Marriage and ascension. Boudicca married Prasutagus, a king of the Iceni tribe. Their marriage formed a political alliance between the Iceni and the Roman Empire. Prasutagus was recognized as a client king by the Romans, which meant that he was allowed to rule the Iceni in exchange for recognizing Roman authority and paying tribute, events leading to the revolt. In 60 AD, King Prasutagus died, and in his will, he left his kingdom jointly to his 2 daughters and the Roman Emperor Nero. However, the Romans, led by the procurator, a Roman official responsible for financial matters, Decianus Catus, disregarded Prasutagus' will and began seizing Iceni land and property, brutally mistreating the tribe in the process. Boudicca, who was deeply angered by the Romans' actions, was flogged and her daughters were raped. Fueled by a sense of injustice and the desire to protect her people's honor and freedom, Queen Boudicca decided to lead a revolt against the Roman occupiers. Uprising. In 60 or 61 AD, Queen Boudicca, alongside the Trinobans tribe, led a large-scale rebellion against the Roman Empire. They managed to gather a formidable force of warriors, and their first target was the Roman settlement of Camulodunum, modern-day Colchester. Boudicca's forces overwhelmed the Roman defenders and razed the city to the ground, leaving few survivors. Following this victory, Boudicca's army continued its campaign of destruction, attacking and burning the Roman towns of Londinium, London, and Verulamium, St. Albans. The Roman governor at the time, Gaius Suetonius Paulinus, was away dealing with another rebellion in Wales and initially unable to respond. Defeat. Eventually, Suetonius Paulinus returned to confront Queen Boudicca's rebellion. Despite being heavily outnumbered, he chose a strategic battlefield where the open terrain nullified the numerical advantage of Boudicca's forces. The 2 armies met in the decisive Battle of Watling Street in 61 AD. Suetonius Paulinus's disciplined Roman forces defeated Queen Boudicca's rebels in a brutal battle. The Celtic warriors were no match for the Roman military tactics, discipline, and equipment. Thousands of Boudicca's followers were killed, and she herself narrowly escaped with her life. Death. Rather than face capture by the Romans, Queen Boudicca is said to have taken poison, ending her own life. Her death marked the end of the revolt, and her forces were scattered. The Romans reasserted control over the territory, and Boudicca's rebellion became a symbol of resistance against Roman oppression in Britain. It's important to note that while Queen Boudicca's revolt was ultimately defeated, her legacy lived on. She is remembered as a courageous and determined leader who stood up against Roman oppression, and her story continues to inspire generations as a symbol of resistance and resilience. Legacy. Boudicca, who had been trained as a warrior, rallied the Iceni and other British tribes. Together, they attacked the three main Roman population centers, including Londonium, roughly present-day London, and defeated a detachment of the Roman legion. Her followers killed between 70,000 and 80,000 Romans and pro-Roman Britons and came close to success in the uprising until a regrouped Roman army defeated the tribes decisively in a third and final battle. Queen Boudicca's rebellion left a lasting mark on British history and has been remembered as a symbol of resistance against Roman oppression. While her rebellion was ultimately unsuccessful, it highlighted the tensions and grievances of the native Britons under Roman rule. Boudicca's story has inspired numerous historical accounts, poems, plays, and other artistic works over the centuries, and she remains an enduring symbol of British resistance and national identity.